Hello, welcome back to Access. I'm Rob. Joining us is Holly.
Hey guys!
And we have played Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age,
Oh my God.
which is the PS4 HD remaster of Final Fantasy XII, which is something, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen me pleading with Square Enix, maybe over the last year. Please do an HD remaster of 12. Please, can we have an HD remaster of 12? Final Fantasy 12, up until this point, has been the only Final Fantasy I can't play on either PS3 or PS4.
Yeah.
Because all of the PS1 games are on PS1 Classic, so you
Yes,
can
they
play
are.
them on Vita or PS3. 10 is obviously remastered for PS3 and PS4 and PS Vita.
Yeah, while you're at it.
And so it's just 12. And now it is coming.
This is exciting for me. So anyone who follows Access knows that me and Rob are Final Fantasy fans. But 12 is actually the one I never really got into.
It's quite a divisive Final Fantasy, isn't it? 12.
I think
look,
it's...
Should we just look, man? This is
It's-
the Sky
this
City of.
looks
This is
like-
Bjerba, which is about 3 or so hours into the game, if I remember rightly. It's a beautiful city, so I just kind of walked around it for ages and panned the camera about. But we're going to do some fighting in a minute. I love the design of the judges.
The
They
judges look
great.
amazing.
This is. It looks like a. You could release this now and not really blink, couldn't you? Look at it.
Yeah, no, this
looks
genuinely
amazing.
looks like it's been built for these platforms
Yeah.
and not like... I mean, it's PS2.
It's hard. You've got to remember, this is a PS2 game
It's not a
originally.
PS3 game that they've just put out on PS4. It's
No.
a PS2 game.
PS2 game, and it looks.
Oh!
You could bring this out on PS4 and not really.
Like, for me, I'm sure there's other people who feel the same. When Final Fantasy 12 came out, I was platforming. I was playing on a different platform at that time.
Holly.
The games I'd played had also sort of evolved and changed slightly.
Yeah.
And it meant that just playing this had fallen by the wayside. I was like a cosplayer at the launch of Final Fantasy 12 in like London's HMV.
Really?
Yeah, like that's how how excited I was. And then I just never. I want to play this.
It was a big departure, Final Fantasy 12, wasn't it? Because we had 7, 8, 9. Many people view that as the golden age of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy X is many people's favourite Final Fantasy because it was their first
Stunning.
introduction to the series. It was a beautiful game, really easy to pick up.
Yeah.
Classic turn-based gameplay. 12 was a big departure from that because it brought in slightly it was still kind of turn-based, but also had real-time elements to it, as we'll see now. So you can you still have to select your moves from like a menu screen, but the gambit system, which unfortunately we don't have access to on this demo build. We've got like preset gambits, but you basically get to set the behavior of your party to react to certain situations. Like if you come up against an enemy that's weak against fire, for example, you can auto command your opponents to use the oil spell, which makes enemies even more weak to fire, and then anyone who's oiled automatically gets a massive fire spell on them, or anyone who falls below 30% of their HP automatically gets a potion thrown on them.
I love stuff like
kind
that.
Of thing.
Like, don't forget, like, in between this and 10, we had 11, which is the online only. That was the original Final Fantasy MMO. So it actually been a really, really long time coming for this game. And a lot of people had just sort of evolved, gone elsewhere, looked for other things. And it's such a pity because when you do speak to 12 fans, they're so passionate about it.
I'm a big 12 fan. I just love I love the art style. It's made by the team who made Vagrant Story, which was one of my favourite PS1 RPGs ever.
Another JRPG from like that era that needs to come
Vagrant
back.
Story was an amazing game.
It was an incredible game.
Absolutely amazing. And this is sort of like a spiritual sequel almost to Vagrant Story in terms of the art style. The music is composed by the same composer. It has the same kind of feel to Vagrant Story while still feeling also very Final Fantasy. It's just such a huge adventure. The areas are massive and beautiful. And the story isn't as, classic Final Fantasy, massive bad guy goes out to destroy the world, group of teenagers try and stop him. It's not like that, Final Fantasy 12. It's a lot more grown up and political, the storyline, and not everyone got on with it, but I loved it.
It's also as well, like, the main characters were so different as well from what we were expecting to. We know you have Vaan and Penelo.
Yep.
And then we have Ash and, like, how her story comes into it as well. And
Barsh is great.
And then he's everywhere. And
We're
Fran.
controlling Barsh now. Balthea and Fran.
Balthea and Fran.
Two of my favourite Final Fantasy characters ever. Amazing.
Have you seen that Fran figurine that Square Enix have just released?
No.
It's incredible.
Well, I want it.
I know you do. Even though you haven't seen it. But aesthetically. I just want to enjoy it. I'm looking forward to having this be my first experience.
Look at the facial animation on it. It's a PS2 game. I love Bolthia. I love the script in this game. It's got a really kind of classical, almost Shakespeare feel to it. This is the end of the demo, by the way. This is quite a tough boss fight. I remember you're supposed to run away from this boss fight, but when I played Final Fantasy XII, I grinded so long in the Lusu mines that I annihilated all of these guys with a super mist combo.
Very quickly, though, you should talk about the fast-forward mode.
Yeah, you press L1 as a fast-forward mode, so you can kind of quickly...
It's really cute to watch.
It was in Final Fantasy VII as well, the PS4 remaster of 7. So if you want to just quickly run through an area, you can do that.
It looks really funny as well.
It does look really funny. What a game. I can't wait. It's out in 2017. It's too long.
It is actually a really long time.